I love my neighborhood, but it's definitely struggling. After the handful of murders last year, I imposed a inside by midnight rule for myself. I've always been more afraid of human monsters than supernatural ones. Ghosts and goblins never really got the hairs on the back of my neck to stand up. Now, poverty, disadvantage, and desperate people, on the other hand, those are the real specters of our time. I broke my inside by midnight rule a couple of months ago. It had been a stressful day, mostly spent inside, and I just wanted some fresh air. I was standing on the stoop and looking around when the building across the street caught my eye. Specifically, my eyes were drawn to the doors. They always bothered me, the way the windows were situated in the wood, coupled with the screen door and the angle of the street light. Always made it look like a human figure hunched over in the tiny little alcove. There was a head that appeared to wear a baseball hat and long arms that looked like they were stuffed into pockets. More than once, I had mistaken a person for a shadow and vice versa. So I'm standing there, having a small inner chuckle at how jumpy I can be, when the shadow moves. Now, part of the reason I notice is because it makes a slight pop. It sounds the way someone's joints might sound if they get up after sitting for a long time. Bones cracking, muffled by flesh encasing them. The figure stretches its arms nearly 6 feet across. Its limbs, since I can't tell the difference between an arm, leg, or head anymore, follow suit. The whole shape shakes for a moment like a sleepy child trying to wake up. But it's so clearly not a sleepy child. It's two-dimensional, like Peter Pan's charcoal counterpart. It slinks down the front of the steps of the building and onto the wall. It glides along the surface like a painting come to life. There's a stray cat, one of many in our neighborhood, lounging on the sidewalk. Slowly, the shadow creeps across the grass. The cat, its tail lazily batting away mosquitoes, doesn't notice until it's too late. I stand motionless, my forgotten cigarette still burning away between my fingers. The shape of a dark hand reaches for the cat's tail. I can't help myself. I shout out, "Hey!" But stupid me. The cat obviously looks toward the source of the noise, and not the creeping shadow hand right behind it. A scratchy yowl punctures the silence of the night. The yowl turns into a high, sputtering wail, like a macabre tea kettle. Then there's just wet gurgling and crunching. I can see the cat thrashing around with some kind of dark form. I put a hand to my mouth when the sound abruptly stops. 2 seconds later, I'm inside and the door is locked. I hyperventilated on the side of my locked door for a while. Even as a kid, I'd get really upset if I saw living things getting hurt. I couldn't even watch my parents clean a catfish. Plus, I have a cat, and the sounds that stray cat made were reverberating in my skull like a gruesome symphony. The next morning, all that remains of the cat is a brown stain in the grass, and if you didn't know what happened, you'd easily mistake it for a muddy patch. I didn't know who to tell, and even if I did, I was sure they would think I was crazy. Maybe I was. Maybe all the neighborhood violence was getting to me. So I stuffed the memory of the dead cat down deep into my mind. I changed my rule to an inside by 11 rule, and I made sure I had extra light bulbs and a knife on hand. Yeah, stupid, I know, but the knife made me feel a little bit better. One night, I was lured to my window by flashing red and blue lights. There was a police SUV and 2 cops talking outside a building a few houses down. Nothing super out of the ordinary, since the guy who lived there used to beat on his wife all the time. One of the officers caught me staring and raised his hand in a greeting. His shadow didn't.